Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, October 6th. And you can see again, plenty of low clouds, fog out there this morning. That's why we have very consistent temperatures in the mid 50s. And it's going to be tough to shake these clouds out, I'm afraid, once again today. We were hopeful for a lot of afternoon sunshine. And if we're going to see sunshine, I think it will be this afternoon. And the better chances will be as one goes farther north, where I think by mid to late afternoon we could see more in the way of breaks up in this area here. So hopefully we'll see some sunshine. Certainly a drier day today than yesterday in all areas. And I think plenty of sunshine will return for the day on Wednesday as we get temperatures climbing well into the 60s to around 70 today and tomorrow, maybe in the low 70s on Thursday when our next chance of rain will arrive. If we look at the next picture here, you can see a couple of days ago some of the first loads of corn coming in at our Middleton location, and we picked up several loads of corn here yesterday in Breckenridge as well, and obviously down to the south, Jasper, Bliss Road, they've been getting corn in. And if we look at the satellite, you can see as we're hopeful to get some clearing in, we got some more clouds moving in this morning. That's what's giving us some of the fog out there this morning. For the most part, visibilities have been around a quarter of a mile or higher, so no dense fog advisories the last I looked across the state. But again, even some high clouds that'll be moving into the area. So it's going to be tough to get much in the way of sunshine for today, but it certainly will be drier and warmer. And of course, you can see Hurricane Joaquin now sliding off the picture and the big upper low that give all that rain with help from the moisture from Hurricane Joaquin now leaving the Carolinas and going out to sea. So much improved weather down there here. If we look at the Great Lakes, you can see many areas not showing any of these arrows, although in the last half hour there's about double. What this indicates is that we basically have light or calm winds across the area, and you can see temperatures even into the UP all the way down to Detroit in the 50s, so very consistent temperature pattern out there with that blanket of clouds. If we look at the weather map for later today, high pressure will extend from Canada down into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. And again, with that moving slightly to the east, we'll have a little bit warmer air coming around the clockwise direction from that high. And again, that'll warm temperatures up about 5 to 10 degrees today. If we look at the forecast map for tomorrow, you can see the low pressure system that's going to be digging down to about Minnesota and then moving to the east-northeast. We'll bring that front back north as a warm front. We'll be in the warm, moist air as we get into Thursday. And with this cold front barreling into it on Thursday afternoon into Thursday night, showers, maybe a couple of thunder showers possible. Although, again, yesterday it looked like this low might dig down closer towards the UP and we'd be closer to the better dynamics, but it doesn't look like to be the case now. It looks like it'll go just north of Lake Superior. And again, the best chances for rain will be across the UP and northern lower Michigan, but all MAC areas should see some rain. It looks like about a quarter to a half inch across much of the area, with heavier amounts as you get into northern lower Michigan. If we look at the precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see with the better dynamics well to the north, that's where the heaviest rains of up to an inch or more could fall. Again, pretty decent rain across the area here, and then we'll dry out and cool down just a little bit for the weekend. But then a surge of warm air comes in late this weekend. We can see temperatures around 70 on Sunday and well into the 70s on Columbus Day. And as we look at the next slide here, you can see this is the Breckenridge area. This is 2015. Over here is 2014. You can see moisture, not a big problem here either year, with the exception of timing. This year we saw very consistent rainfall throughout the growing season, and you can see the total amount of precipitation this year was 18.8 inches, so only about an inch and a half less than last year. So plenty of moisture both years. You can see the evapotranspirations rate this year, and so the overall water cycle loss was 6.44 inches. And as far as sunshine, we saw 1,830 hours of bright light this year. Again, the big thing was last year during the 13-day stretch in the middle of July, we had very little rain. Things were quite dry, and we showed some stress. And we had another stretch that was fairly dry. This year, we really didn't see that. You can see our growing degree days. These are the 50% corn plant dates. And you can see we were 324 growing degree days better than 2014. So that was very significant, and as getting things planted much earlier, about 10 days to 2 weeks. And then you can see in the green bars here, this was the monthly precipitation, very consistent, 2 3/4 to 3.5 inches each and every month, and we had no prolonged periods where we went without rain. I think the longest was about 7 or 8 days, but it was bookended by over an inch of rain on either side of that. So again, Only, and this is the these lines going up and down represent the near surface soil conditions at 2 inches, and you would expect a lot of dry conditions in the month of July and August. We had a couple of 5-day periods where the soil, topsoil was very dry, and but most of the time was spent below 100 as far as the resistance levels, and even much of the time well down there in the very wet conditions. And it's even wetter at the 8 and 16-inch levels where moisture was retained. So we didn't lack for any moisture all year long during the growing season. And that's why I think in the 35 years I've been here, I've said this, I might be wrong, but I think we're going to see across central or south central, central, and north central lower Michigan, many areas possibly seeing record yields, if not certainly one of the top 5 growing seasons of all time here as far as corn goes. And if we look at the upcoming 6 to 10 day outlook, you can see the WPC says warmer than normal and drier than normal, and also for the 8 to 14, warmer and drier as well. So pretty good weather coming up. I think as we get towards the end of this 8 to 14 day period, I think we're going to see a big plunge of cold air possibly come into the central and eastern U.S. We've seen a big crash in SOI here over the last several days, and that should be a something that'll trigger the atmosphere to change a little bit. And I think usually after that happens, about a week, 10 days later, we should see a trough begin to show up in the eastern U.S. Again, we'll see if these maps change. But until then, pretty nice weather coming up. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.